Drivers, to your cars.
Rixo? Hello?
Francisco Free.
Drivers,
Francesco.
to your cars.
I think. I don't know. Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to MCS D2 for the Dex Imaging Series at Texas. This is the Doordash 95, I believe. 63 laps of pain and misery at Texas. So, in last place, we have Cindric Austin. Hell yeah. Stevie Poe, Austin Higgins, Stiff Cummings, Danica Deegan, Reed Wilson, Keenan Mackey, Hunter Kong, Demarvian Bell, Lawrence Hill, Stephen Miller, Aaron Burnett, Lucas Mears, Jeff Reed, Ramon Cummings, Lawrence Powell, Max Hardy, Shane Miller, Andrew Bell, Adrian Medina, Kevin Loggs, Coop in the new AutoZone car, Bush, James Freeman. James Freeman still leads the points. Denny Ham, Todd Turner, Stephen Neal, Lefty Tolliver, Bruce Nakwa, Ethan Galaxy, Levi Soto, Jamal Balderas, Jalen Long, Dirk Stitt, and on the front row, Rixogen and Francesco Free. So, gonna be a long race here. We saw how this Dex Imaging Series has gone. After the 4 bye weeks since Phoenix back in week 3, we're gonna pick it up at Texas. And I think we only have a handful of bye weeks left. I think we just got rid of the biggest chunk of bye weeks in any series. Because how many races is Dex this season? I think like 20 something. I think it's 28.
Something like.
I think it's 28.
Yeah, 28.
And there's 40 weeks, 38 points weeks. So we just got rid of 4 of the 10 bye weeks. So we will have Dex Imaging Series racing for a lot more of these weekends. But I think that was the only group of bye weeks in a row that's more than 2. And it was 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, Francesco Free, 3rd in points coming into today, has a chance to take the lead. Jalen Long, probably the most impressive rookie, I'd say. I did not expect him to be this good, but he has shown up. He's 2nd in points with that win. He's been amazing. Dirk Stitt gained a ton of points after Phoenix. Brady Coop doing well. Look at this AutoZone scheme. That was announced in the MCS Discord, so if you ever want to have some early access news, join that. It's in the description. And green flag, we're underway from Texas.
For the 4th race of the season here in the Dex Imaging Series. The first 3 were won by James Freeman, Jalen Long, and Dirk Stitt. Despite Francesco Free qualifying pole, I think both races didn't win either of them.
Here we go, 3 wide. Lefty Tolliver wanted to work the bottom on Balderas. You can see how much more aggressive these guys are than the Truck Series. Mobile 1 Truck Series guys had a couple of struggles. Kind of keeping it side by side, but here comes Rixo Gen 1, 2nd away from Stitt. Stitt P5 in points. Rixo Gen somewhere in the 30s in points. Has had a terrible start to the season, looking to bounce back. Up to P2 here in Texas.
Long is leading the points out of the, of course, out of the championship eligible drivers. Of course, James Freeman would be leading the points, but he's not eligible for that championship.
The main reason he's raced all these races is it's aligned with the Cup Series schedule. He's also expected to run the week 27 race at Canadian Tire. Because that's the bye week for Cup. That's the playoff bye between Daytona and... What's the playoff opener this year?
Let me look. I believe it might be... It's Homestead.
Oh, it's Homestead. Yeah, as it was last year. James Freeman won that race. But in between those 2 weeks, James Freeman probably going to be running that CTMP race. 96 was supposed to be full-time, and the deal fell through with the full-time driver. So, guess what they did? They just pulled out a Cup Series driver that they knew was going to be competitive, and he has done everything he has been able to in this car. Has a win at Daytona, dominating fashion. His second place turns over to Dirk Stitt. Chaotic first lap has calmed down to more single file racing. Denny Ham going for Rookie of the Year in the Cup Series. Currently 11th in points, hunting a championship in the Dex Imaging Series. Trying to get his final starts in with Soda Racing in this Toyota group. He's really been the leader at this team. Kind of pushed it through. Got the big deal in Cup. Hasn't done a ton there, but he's got a race later today. At the same track, getting a ton of good practice in. Bush to the bottom underneath Adrian Medina. Medina, a rookie in the series. Giving away to one of the best drivers in the series, Bush, who hasn't had a great start to the season, but he's P6 in points. Has not had a top 5. Uncharacteristic of the 45. Do you want to know who else has really impressed me this year? Bruce Nugwit. Has 3 top 10s. Or 2 top 10s, sorry. Led only a single lap. Believe that came at Daytona. Has not finished inside the top 5, but has been very consistent. Very, very consistent. Very fast. Look, his teammate right behind him. 2 Valvoline Hondas here. Running 11th and 12th. He actually has a small run on Stephen Neal. In the Dodge. Jalen Long to the bumper of Rick Sojen. It's for the 3rd spot as Stitt actually got to the lead. No idea how and when this happened. Oh yeah, just there.
He could possibly be our first duplicate winner of the year in all series.
That's certainly.
Which I think a win here would give him the all-time wins lead here in Division 2. 5.
Francesco Free not gonna let him get away. He doesn't want to lose another one. He's led laps in every race this season. Has the 2nd most laps led of any driver, only behind the car he trails, Dirk Stitt. He's been nothing but amazing in this series. Can he get his first win of his career, I believe? No wins in the Dex Imaging Series for Francesco Free. I'm sure he would love to change that. Reed Wilson really slow here. Not having a great day. I mean, he hasn't had a good season at all. Keenan Mackey, 22nd in points. He hasn't shown a whole lot. DeMarvin Bell, 25th in points. He's not doing much. Stephen Miller, 24th in points. Something I will say is another part-time driver, Cup Series driver, currently, Michael Harms. Not in this race, but 17th in overall standings with a less start than everyone else. And that doesn't seem like a ton, but this point system heavily helps people who make a ton of starts. So even just having 3 starts is big for your points championship hopes. And Bush, I'm just looking at some of the stats. Back to 14th, but he has been very solid. He has 3 top 10s. Every single race he's finished inside the top 10. No top 5s, obviously, as I said. But he hasn't even led a lap this season. His VR story. And he's been very solid in the Cup Series starts that he's made. The 26.
It seems like he's better in the Cup cars than he is in these Dex cars.
And Nuckwit up inside the top 10, doing a good job for Halvoline. I'd say this is the best race from Halvoline this season. Both of their drivers up here fighting for a top 10 spot. Ethan Galaxy, he's doing good after that terrible Daytona race and just hasn't done a whole lot. I think he's been involved in wrecks every race. But he's recovered to P9. Jamal Baldera is doing a good job. Levi Soto came off a win in the Truck Series after basically dominating that race. Almost lost it in overtime after the first caution of D3 this season. Stitt has put a gap on Free. Pretty equidistant between everyone. Lap traffic just there. Probably got about a second gap on the race later. Almost a third of the way through this race. Now,
He's looking to be back to back, of course.
Yeah, one thing I will say is I'm not really too surprised about... excuse me, sorry. Bruce Nuckwit doing good here. He has a Cup Series win, his only Cup Series win, coming here at Texas. And he's rolling at the top 10.
I think his only, win in,
All 3 series, yeah.
all 3 series, yeah. Cup.
Freeman trying to close for P6. Top car on the outside of Rixogen. Here we go for the lead. Oh, Free got out of the gas. We've seen that a couple of times across all series. You just kind of get to the guy and so much air comes off of the nose and the bumps of the front straightaway and you just get loose. And it's right when you're on the tail. Lefty Tolliver having a good race here. 21st in points, only led a lap all season. Likely at Daytona. He's trying to climb into the point standings here. Make a bid for the championship. And we didn't see this at all in the Truck Series, but you can actually go kind of low, make moves on the bottom here in 1 and 2.
What is Stevie Poe about?
I don't know.
What does he even do?
Ooh, he checks up. That's Higgins, not Poe, but big checkup. Free sideways underneath it, and that stacked everybody up. From second on back. Free with a good run. Now has 2 dodges right behind him. Jalen Long. I wouldn't be surprised if Long's a contender for this championship. He has been so good.
He's been consistently finishing up front.
Ooh, got loose. Second time that happened. This time it was Long. He's gonna cause a wreck one of these times.
In Long in the 3 races has finished 8th, 1st, and 5th. So He's finished in the top 10 every single race, 2 top 5s.
I think there's only the 4 drivers that have finished inside the top 10 every race. Francesco Free, Jalen Long, Bush, and then obviously James Freeman. But James Freeman, honestly, struggling. He's finished inside the top 5 every race, first and only person to do that in all series. I mean, he's doing good, but he's not top 5, and I don't think he really has top 5 pace.
I know this is the Cup Series, but I still can't believe run Wise went on. It kind of ended with the top 10, but he's still been the best driver in the Cup Series.
You know, he's been incredible. He is potentially going to make some starts in the Dex Imaging Series. Some good old bushwhacking. Can still make the move. Yeah, see, you get close to that car in front of you and you just have to check up. Heavy manufacturing inside the top 10. So good showing from all manufacturers here. Obviously, no Chevys or Hondas up in the top 5. Mainly Toyota and Dodge.
The Dodge, yeah. Fuck. Forget Dodge is like really good.
Yeah, and the weirdest thing is there's a lot of really good Dodge teams in the Dex Imaging Series, but there's only 2 Dodges in Cup. And both of those rides seem pretty competitive.
Yeah.
I mean, how many Dodges do you have? DeMarvin Bell,
Jalen Long, of course, probably the best one.
Lucas Mears, Steven Neal, he's been solid. Jamal Balderas has been good. Rick Sogen, he started off bad, but he seems to be pretty quick. Jalen Long, obviously. Like, there's a lot of Dodges.
And you could maybe see, because of course Jeremy Marcus is getting up there in age. All these Dodge drivers, I know they're not all a part of the Dodge racing team, I don't think. But all of them could be making a bid to possibly take over that 70 car in the next few seasons when Jeremy Marcus inevitably retires.
And Justin Bell isn't getting any younger either. And we've seen major regression from, honestly, all of Dodge. I don't know if it's a Dodge thing or a driver thing, but they just haven't looked competitive all year. Cup.
I mean, Justin Bell's shown his flashes at the short tracks, but that's about it.
And they were really good in the 500, honestly. I mean, those two, they got linked up on the top side, and I think they had a shot at, maybe not winning the race, but they were up there for good finishes. Wow, I think there were just 4 passes in that one turn. And it was 1, 2, 3, and 4 that made passes. It was all on lap cars. That was impressive. Marvian Bell hasn't had a great start to the season. No Lions truck parts car. Car really sticks out. There's not a whole lot of yellow in MCS. But
Yeah.
I mean,
When I think of a yellow and black car, though, I think of Sheldon Hampton.
Yeah.
Or maybe the DraftKings Iron Wise car.
Someone doesn't have yellow on it. That's green.
Isn't DraftKings gold?
Well, parts of it, but that scheme is orange, green, and black, and gray.
Gold.
I don't think there's much gold on it. When I think of a yellow car, I think of the 32. Specifically the Season 1 car. When it was Bryant. That's what I think about.
Michael Bryan in the 32.
I'm pretty sure he was, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Like, I'm talking about season 1 and season 2 here. Another driver
I'm
who...
pretty sure Juan Marino's first car, not Junior, but the older one, was a black and yellow car. Pretty sure.
I think so too. But another driver who we haven't really talked about, like, at all, is Todd Turner. No top 10s, but 14th in points. Doing really solid for the 40 group. Obviously, underfunded car with Fastenal. I know, underfunded, but Fastenal. But they don't have the resources that a lot of these other teams have, and it's great to see them doing good. Steven Neal doesn't even have a top 10 this season, and he's 10th in points.
Jeez.
Led. Look at Coop. Brady Coop up here, P8. Chasing James Freeman for the 7th spot.
He's honestly made a great adjustment from Division 3 to Division 2 racing. I mean, he was always competitive in Division 2, and he's already looking somewhat competitive here in Division 2.
I mean, yeah. I don't know exactly where he is in points. Trying to search for him. I think he's outside the top 26. I don't feel like scrolling down, but not in the top 26 in points. Halvoline hasn't looked all that good outside of a few good runs from Bruce Nuckwit. Now the 14 has come alive. And he's making a bid.
And the 9, honestly.
Yeah, the 9 has honestly looked pretty good this season. I just don't know how much of it's actual pace and how much of it's right place, right time. Because there has been a lot of right place, right time in this series. And that's what I'm just worried about, is how many of these guys are actually competitive. Obviously, I'm sure 26, 47, 48. Those are your guys. That's the big 3 for the championship, I think, this season. And I think coming down to the end of it, that's going to be who you're talking about. Week in, week out. I could see guys like Levi Soto sneaking into the conversation. I mean, he's up there in points right now. Bush, never count him out. Obviously not having the best race here. But don't count him out. Denny Ham, I could see him maybe making a push. Obviously, he's pretty, maybe not deep in the points, but he's 120 points away from Jalen Long, who's the leader of full-time points. Like, he's got a ways to go, but there's tons of racing left in this series. And its season. But we'll see. Come Charlotte at the end of the season. And keep in mind, all 3 series running Charlotte twice. Obviously for the Pepsi 300 weekend and the championship weekend. So that Pepsi 300 weekend going to be a big show-off to who's going to be the big championship fight in that last race. And I don't know. I think it's going to be a ton of fun because people are going to be working things out. Some people might try things that week. I mean, let's say you're leading the points and you want to try something for that weekend. Try to make something happen in the championship race. Try to find something people don't have. That's kind of your testing weekend. It's a long race, so you can kind of mess around. Jalen Long with a little bit of a run. Gonna get Cummings here. Because we are, like, just working towards the end of this race. Hasn't been a ton at the front of the field. Hasn't been any chaos. just been kind of rolling. Kevin Logs and P14.
Honestly, I don't know. I've been kind of disappointed with Kevin Logs, especially for being in a Valvoline car. But
I mean, yes and no. I'm more honestly disappointed in his Cup Series starts. I know he's had limited over the past 2
yeah,
seasons, but he hasn't done any in any of them. He hasn't even started a race this season. I think he's attempted 2 or 3 races Cup Series this season. Hasn't even started one. He's racing for a maybe not a top tier team, but he's competing in the Cup Series in a team that is competitive.
yeah.
I mean, we've been talking about Liang potentially winning a race this season, talking about Acosta making a playoff push as he usually does, and he just hasn't been able to qualify. Now, the one thing I will note is obviously it's a third part-time car for a team, so it's not going to be their priority, but to not make a single race.
I mean, granted, the Daytona one necessarily wasn't his fault, I would say, because
Yeah.
he was involved in the wreck.
It's a
But
wreck.
he just
Daytona.
didn't show pace at Fairgrounds when he tried to make it again.
Yeah. And I will say, he is definitely being overshined by his teammate, Francesco Free. I don't expect him to outshine him. But keep in mind, Kevin Logg's 7th in points in the series. And he's not slow. He's 14th. He's having a decent day. I don't think he'll be a championship contender at the end of the season, but he's certainly here, and I think he'll definitely have a couple more seasons in that car, assuming he keeps this up. And we'll see how good he really is, because Byron Wise planning to run Wallace Fields as well, I think. Both planning on running some races in the 24, which is the third Valvoline car in this series. Obviously not full-time, but we'll see how quick he is. Because then we'll really find out if the 43 is lacking or not. So well under 15 laps to go.
Dirk's still in complete control. Hey, I mean,
Graffiti came to play this week.
Yeah, Graffiti won in the Truck Series. They're likely going to win in the Dex Imaging Series. See what happens in Cup if McKinney can turn on the freaking boosters.
And I believe Lefty Tolliver running the Cup race as well. See if he can do something in that 26. We've seen a couple of races from that 26. Been pretty solid. Crazy to be saying that a year removed from what happened last year. I mean, literally nothing happened. It's kind of my point. That car did nothing. Tolliver looking for 4th here. On Rick Sogen, who has had the best race of his career to this point. Still in top 5 position. Grady Coop with a little bit of a run. Got loose. Thought he was going to take it to the bottom. Bush crawling back. Getting a couple spots here. Trying to make his way inside the top 10. And a top 5 streak for James Freeman looking like it could end here. With 10
It's
laps.
actually a top 2 streak.
Well.
Wait.
Yeah. Dirk Stitt has 3 seconds on 2nd place, Francesco Free, who looks like he's going to fall short of another one. Now, he will more than likely take the points lead. But, still. I'm sure he would have loved to have won this race. I mean, you led a couple of laps, that's bonus points. Keep in mind, leading a lap, 5 bonus points. You led early in the race. So that's
We're gonna possibly see, like, I mean, that was ended today, but we saw Levi Soto leading the points without a win for a few weeks. Could we see Francesco Free finally get his win? Possibly next week at Darlington.
I think Darlington's going to be an amazing race.
It always is. I don't think we've ever had a bad Darlington race.
I still remember the Wallace Fields incident.
Oh yeah.
Stick got slowed up there. Pretty big. Now, will Stitt have to go through an overtime restart like his teammate did in the Truck Series? Will he actually get to just drive this one home and keep that big lead? Now, keep in mind, the caution in the Truck Series wasn't a wreck. It was blown engine. No pit stops. I'm a little bit surprised. I thought we were going to get at least one. They've been able to stretch it. I'm also surprised about the completely green race. And Stephen Neal. Where's Stephen Neal finish? Because obviously no top 10s. And he's 10th in points. Troy? He might be asleep. I don't know, man. Tolliver got to 4th. And Reed Wilson loses a tire and gonna bring out the caution. And that changes everything. So welcome to the graffiti weekend at Texas, where whatever happens, happens, and you pray to God that graffiti pulls off the win. So heading to overtime in the Dex Imaging Series, first time this season that we will see overtime in this series. And same with every single series. One attempt to get overtime. And it will surely be a battle. I mean, does anyone pit here? That's another question I have. I mean, I doubt it, but I wonder if Troy even knows what's happening.
I walked away for a minute. What happened?
D2 or D3.
Don't tell me someone blew an engine.
There was a tire, but yeah. And they stopped on the same part of the backstretch, and we've got overtime.
Jeez.
I know, this couldn't get any more ironic.
Well, Dirk Stitt wins this. I would say it's looking pretty good for Corey McKinney.
He might have to go through overtime, though. And looks like an issue, Jeff Reed here at the bottom. Yeah, tire down on him. Tire's starting to fail here in Texas late in the race.
Didn't we see this too?
No.
I could have swore we did, but
We saw tire damage. Wasn't necessarily under the caution. 69 had tire damage coming to the end. Had a 5. They looked at the tires after the race. And he quoted the tire.
This was like oddly like weird.
I know, we were getting deja vu to the truck race earlier today. If you didn't see, Levi Soto basically dominated the race, as Dirk Stitt did. Obviously, they're teammates in different series. And then, you know, we went to overtime. For the first time in the truck series. Overtime for the first time in the Dex series. And it's gonna be interesting. Reed Wilson back
3
in
races
first.
in a row now with overtime.
Yep, obviously Cup Series at Dover started it, and then now the 2 lower divisions at Texas. So Reed Wilson 4 laps down, and once again, only 1 attempt at overtime for a race. Whether there's a caution or not, and I'll say this again, I don't think I mentioned this in the Truck Series, but I definitely did at Dover. If you remember what happened at Phoenix with Jeremy Marcus, where he stalled the car before the leaders could take the green flag officially, the leader must reach the start-finish line before a caution comes out for it to count as an attempt. So let's say they go to the restart zone and they wreck like instantly, and the leader doesn't get to the green flag before there's a caution, then we've got another attempt. It's the only time that there will be more than 1 attempt. Although, more than likely that won't happen. It's pretty hard for these guys to wreck it before the line. So, Francesco Free going to try to steal it. So will Jalen Long and Lefty Tolliver. Now, keep in mind, if Stitt or Long win this race, it will end the new winner every single race across all 3 series streak that we have going on this season. And I would say those are your best 2 bets to win this race, both on the inside, obviously. Oh, Francesco Free could always steal one. As I believe Stitt has probably led over 100 laps this season. I think he's probably led more than 30 this race, and he's led 70 or so before. So Francesco Free already trying to catch back up. Knows he's going to have a chance once they double up as lap cars go to the rear. 1 attempt at overtime. Rick Sogen here in 5th.
Someone named Joe Wrong 2K joined the server, by the way. At 1 in the morning last night.
And then they left.
Oh, they did?
Yep. I was trying to figure it out. I woke up and I'm checking the server and it's just like, hey man. So make sure Lefty knows that he has a chance to win this race. Will he win it? Probably not.
I did. He just said I'm in dead last. Bro.
He's P4. Will he win it? Likely no, but you never know.
Trying to steal it from his teammate.
Here we go. Who will pick up spots? Who will lose spots?
We saw this exact same situation earlier today in the Truck Series race. Can Stitt hold on like his teammate of Soto did earlier, who, mind you, is in P6 back there. If all hell breaks loose, she could steal it.
Green flag up to the
flag.
as they go. And a good start for Francesco Free here.
Francesco Free might clear going into 1.
No, he won't. Not quite. Jalen Long not close enough to make a move. We saw this in the Truck Series as well. That second car on the inside just couldn't get there to make a move. Free likely gonna have second back. Can he chase down Dirk Stitt and make it a fight for the win? Race is official. And white flag waving at the start finish line.
Big run out of 4 for the 47.
Can he get there? And if he makes a
He just
move,
needs
does
to stay
Long
close
look
through 1 and 2. This is where we saw Carl lose it earlier in the race, and I think this might be where Free loses it, granting a big
got
run.
a little bit of a run. He's got a good run, backed up the center. He's going to take it to the bottom. Side by side, he's there!
Sends it in! Side by side out of 4!
And
Who's
he
gonna
got
get
out of the
there?
gas! Free steals it! What a move, Francesco Free! Stole it at the last moment! What a move! Wow!
What a move from Free. We saw it happen all day in the trucks race and even all day this race. That big opportunity you get if you have a run going into 3 and 4, and he capitalized on it.
took it all the way to the bottom. And I think Stitt was just hoping he could take it all the way to the line, but Free came up and Stitt was loose. What a move in the final turn to keep the new winner every race this season. What a streak and what a way to keep it.
What a finish. What a pass from Free.
And that's
It
gonna
was insane.
that's gonna be his first race of the season won. And that's gonna give him the points lead over Jalen Long coming into next week at Darlington. What a race. We will see you next week at Darlington. And we'll see you later today at Texas for the Cup Series. What a move from Francesco Free.